Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. Happy Saturday to you all. This is going to be a fun live stream. We're going to go over and look at a content creator who's actually gone to FDMG. So she's actually been there to the property and she did a little tour of it. And I want to talk about what she saw. So shout out to everybody who's jumped into the best, most electrifying live chat on the planet. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us on this evening. It's been a pretty busy day. Hopefully you all had a great Saturday. And we got a lot. It's not really a lot. About 40 minutes. I'm going to try not to interrupt her a whole lot. But we got a good conversation planned. So hopefully we can do that. And my goal, my intent tonight is really just to see, I just want to see what the property looks like. So I thought it was cool that this young lady actually has driven up from, I think, New Jersey to Delaware or from wherever she was. She came through to check it out. It looked like a cool experience. So a lot of things that we kind of thought about the buildings that Umar has been holding on to with his dying breath. Well, a lot of stuff that we thought is kind of true. So shout out to Miss Independent up in the building. How are you, friend? Grace and peace to you. Thank you so much for stopping through on this evening. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you hit the like button. Since you jumped in, make sure you hit that like button. Now, let me go ahead and bring this in. Now, I do want to say up front, I did not clean out any of the language. So she does use some language sometimes. So I do apologize about that. Don't hold it against me. Don't tell my diaconate that I didn't clean them out. I just didn't have time to get it. I just didn't have time. So I wanted, and I just figured I don't want to take from it. Because once I start editing it, I'm going to start chopping stuff out. Say, I don't want to use this. And so I just wanted to keep it as natural as possible. So let's bring this in. Shout out. Let me make sure I got her name correct too, by the way. This young's name, the Mademoiselle. That's a very interesting name. The link is down in the description, though, by the way. Let me grab it and put it in the chat for y'all as well. I just thought it was super cool, so let's get at it. What's going on over there, Blue Eye Essence? How are you? Good to see you. Grace and peace to you. Here's the link to the video that we're watching. Who's this at? Dad Dave's in the building. I hope all is well. Keep up the good work. Love your content. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And so this is the video that we're going to be watching. This young lady, as I said before, she actually has gone to FDMG. And I just thought it was really informative because I want to see what I've asked, like, what does the property look like? I've asked if there's drone operators that have flown around that thing because I want to see what the property looks like. I'm kind of nosy like that. And so this young lady did it. She did a good job. So I thought this was definitely worth us talking about tonight. So let me bring this in here. It does not want to behave properly. We're going to do it like this. That's the wrong one. All right, we're going to do it like this. There we go. And here we go. Shout out to everybody. What's going on? Manny in the building. What's good, everybody? Thank you so much for y'all stopping through. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's jump in it. Let's get at it. If y'all want, I might put it on just a little bit fast. She's a northerner, so you know them northerners be speaking fast. All right, I got it at 1 1/4, so we might just watch the whole thing. What's going on? There she is, Amethyst in the building. Good to see you. Grace and peace to you as well, friend. Yo, this place, I'm just still trying to figure out how he's gotten occupancy to even do the things that he's done on this property. Well, let's bring it in. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to FDMG Academy, a school where your kids can learn, grow, but most importantly, learn about their culture. This school was made... I tried it. Let me stop playing. Let's get into the video, y'all.
Mademoiselle? I like her trigger warning. I might need to start using that.
Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, parents and youth, and elders, our ancestors are happy today. They rejoice in heaven because we can now begin the process of psychological reconstruction, one African mind at a time.
I've never asked the people for $1.
I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I'm gracious, but I'm not content. Because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Brothers and sisters, give me your grit money, give me your weave money, give me your perm money, your Jordan money, your Alizé money, your 40-ounce money. We need the money, brothers and sisters.
So hit that Cash App. Let me see who on the Cash App. Where them donations at? Where them donations at? Hit the Cash App.
Where them Cash Apps at, y'all? Ain't nobody came through yet. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Maybe something wrong with the Cash App, because I know y'all gonna send me something. Where the Cash App? Okay, there we go. Sister Jenny, $21. Damn. Okay, thank you, Sister Jenny. That might have been your last dollar.
By the way, Sister Chantel won a $10 refund. You're not going to get it, Sister Chantel, because you give white folks more money than you ever gave black boys. I'm not processing no $10 refund.
Credit card, go make a donation. I got to get this electric on in the high school. I know this is going to cost us at least $100,000 to get this electric done. It's going to cost us some money, brothers and sisters. Make sure you donate. How about you hit the Cash App? They broke the windows, so we got to pay. Brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister. Donations. 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 Gifts. Gifts. Gifts.
Why is he holding out the S?
More gifts. More gifts. More gifts. Sister Tammy Gilmore, you want a $2 refund? I'll be damned if I give you 8 quarters back. You don't even want to give 8 quarters to black boys? Damn that, sister. You're not getting no refund.
On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. The program coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice.
What up, y'all? As you guys can tell by today's title as well as the intro, we are going to be talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. He has recently came under fire for asking his followers for over $40,000 to save his school that he has been collecting money for the past 10 years.
Okay, I'm gonna stop real quick. I dropped the link to this young lady's channel in the chat as well as in the link in the description. Can y'all go by and just make sure y'all check out what she's doing? I see somebody's already said that they've already subscribed to this young lady. And I think I love the way she presents stuff. So I just thought, hey, it's super dope that she's such a clear voice and such like that. And so when you get done, make sure y'all go over and check out what she's doing. Give her a green heart. Tell her the J-Wit podcast sent you. I don't know where I get Dear Will Christian from. And so anyway, I want to say that, thank you so much for everybody who's jumped into the best live chat on the planet. Thank you for rocking with us tonight. We're just doing a watch party. So let's go check out FDMG.
Now, what's interesting about this topic is I've actually been preparing to do this video since December of 2023. As many of you guys know, I moved to South Jersey, hated it, came right back. But one very interesting fact is that I ended up living only 30 minutes away from Dr. Umar's school. I was told by locals and people that know him that the school was basically a sham. There was nothing done. He kept collecting money and literally there's nothing to show for it. Honestly, I had already been suspicious of Dr. Umar because his ideologies are a little too much. I feel like he just does too much. So I already had the idea that he was literally collecting this money and probably doing absolutely nothing with it. Genuinely wanted to see for myself. Me and some people actually pulled up and saw literally nothing.
And this is crazy. Have our leader up next against this bullshit.
Like, Haitians co-sign this shit. We not co-signing this. And then look, the black children matter.
How?
Girl. Clearly they don't, because this is fucking madness. Where's the fucking school? Now, of course, we're going to get into the details a little later.
Goodness. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you just jumped in, thank you so much. 75 people have jumped into the best live chat on the internet. Hey, I did not edit this video. So usually I kind of clean up the profanity. Thank y'all for understanding. I didn't have time today. So I appreciate y'all understanding that. Don't email management about the profanity because we ain't got no time for that. But let's keep it rolling.
But of course, we got to get those disclaimers out there. This is going to be a critical video of Dr. Umar. If you are a super fan, a super idiot, or whatever the case may be that loves and follows this man, this video is not for you. It's not going to be something that you enjoy. So honestly, just click off. Also, I am a very emotional person, especially when it comes to scams and things like this. I can't stand a scammer, but most importantly, I can't stand a scammer that scams their own communities. So if I get emotional, if I start going off, it is what it is. If you see my videos before, you already know how I get down. Also, if you see my videos before and this is not your first time seeing me, you already know I hold a degree in broadcast journalism as well as public relations. Therefore, I chose to put on my journalism hat for this one. So we're going to stick to the facts.
Baby, I'm a YouTuber, okay? This is my full-time job. You already know I'm gonna put my opinion in it. But I'm gonna try to lead with the facts.
I'm not going to be discussing any of the rumors and gossip. However, feel free to do that down below. And while you're at it, please add some additional facts. Okay, facts to the situation that we did not cover.
To preface, because I know there's going to be comments like, oh my God, you should be so happy that someone loves your country. You should be so happy that someone's repping Haiti that hard. I am not going to be happy that a scammer is repping my country. Did I ask for anyone to rep Haiti? Did we ask for anyone to rep Haiti? I love Haiti enough. Haitians love Haiti enough. Just like all those other countries he's sitting here repping that he knows he is not from. I don't think any of them would be happy to know about his reputation, know about the fact that he has collected hundreds, thousands, possibly millions of dollars and has absolutely nothing to show for the school that he's been promising for the past decade. So please do not play in my face. Do not comment on my video with the whole, oh, well, what school did you build and how much did you donate? That is a nonprofit. Let's use our heads. Let's think critically. That is a nonprofit. Although, yes, they accept donations from people like you and me, they could have easily applied for grants. Why is it that he is so reliant on us giving him money when he could have easily operated like a normal nonprofit? Where's the board? Where's the website? Where's the enrollment site? Where's the job opportunities? This is a joke at this point. And for those of you guys that keep sitting here defending him, don't watch the video if you know it's going to be something that triggers you. Because I'm not the one. I'm not these influencers. I respond. And I got plenty of time.
Now, this is such a loaded topic. Like literally, I have pages and pages worth of notes that I had to revise numerous times because it's a lot. Again, this man has been collecting donations for the past decade. So there is a lot to cover. Anything that I do not cover, as well as my sources and everything under the sun, is going to be linked down below. There are some amazing creators and amazing reporters out there that have been talking about Dr. Umar and his scams for quite some time.
Absolutely.
So this is literally not new news. Unfortunately, especially as I was gathering my sources and doing like little mini interviews with people, I realized that a lot of people were not aware of this school. And if they were, they thought that it was actually legitimate and one day it would open. I'm here to tell you, this school is not going to open. And if it does, it's going to be a shit show. And it's not going to last that long.
Sorry about the
and
language,
of course,
y'all.
like I said, we're going to get into all of that. So, of course, right, before we get started, everything that you comment down below, I need you guys to either repeat it 3 times or post it 3 times because this man always speaks 3 times because we're dumb and we're slow. We don't understand what he's talking about. So 3 times, people, 3 times. Also, I need you guys to keep in mind, right, even though this video focuses on Dr. Umar and FDMG, there are other people that are part of this game. This is not just him. He just happens to be the face of it. Therefore, we're talking about him. So who is Dr. Umar Johnson? So Dr. Umar Johnson was born Jermaine Shumaki.
Whoa.
Shamek. He's not my kid, therefore I do not have to know how to say his name right. Just know his real name is Jamek, okay? He was born on August 21st, 1974 in North Philadelphia. He later adopted the name Umar Rashad Abdallah Johnson, also going by Umar Ifatande Johnson. He often styles himself out as Dr. Umar or Prince of Pan-Africanism. Now, one thing I genuinely didn't like about Dr. Umar was his extreme Pan-Africanism to the point where it's like he's cosplaying some sort of civil rights leader.
Right.
And I say cosplaying because I've never seen this man really do anything but flap his fucking gums on the internet. And this is somebody that's an influencer and does this whole time that flaps their gum on the internet.
I know some of us love our children, but some of our children are so far gone that we're going to have to put some of them to sleep in order to take back the neighborhood.
Yo, thank you so very much. Y'all, Wise, the brother from A Righteous Perspective, just dropped 5 memberships. Y'all, somebody say thank you. If you got a membership from Wise, you know what you got to do? You got to type Wise in 3 times. There you go. In honor of Jermaine Shumate. You got to put Wise in there 3 times. So shout out to A Righteous Perspective, fantastic content creator, of course, Wise. Please make sure that your link is in the chat. If people have not already subscribed to you, we want to make sure that we change that on this evening. So y'all put Wise in here 3 times. Shout out to Wise. Thank you so much for blessing 5 people with memberships to the Jay Witt podcast. All right, let's keep this dance rolling. Let's go. DJ, let's play.
Y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner.
So my son, 3 years old, what can guarantee his success in a racist America?
Nothing.
Is that even possible? It is. But I didn't think that was going to be your question because I don't think that's where you start because it's 3. At 3 years old, I want you to be inundating that young man's life with literature. I want you very little TV, very little TV.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very little video game, very
with
little
that.
cell phone, very little
Okay.
tablet.
Yeah.
I can rock
Because
that.
philosophically, there's something called the language acquisition device, right? Philosophically, that exists in the brain of a child. Your son's vocabulary is going to quadruple between age 3 and age 6 if you give him literature. You feel me?
Black people were learning just
I
fine
can get with
prior to
that.
1954. They did not desegregate public schools so black children could get a better education. They desegregated black schools because they were concerned about the growth of black excellence.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black butter almond queens, black butter pecan queens, black warm peanut butter queens, black butterscotch queen, black fudge queen, black cinnamon queen, black sweet brown sugar queen, black pistachio, black walnut, black almond queens. It's black queens forever.
I realize that a lot of black women literally rally for this man because he talks like this. And it's so annoying.
I
I'm
think
looking
so.
at comment sections every time I see one of these videos. It's like, oh my God, I love how he writes for us. Where's the school? Every time someone sends me something, okay, because they're always sharing his videos with me, I'm like, where's the school? This type of stuff does not impress me. This type of stuff literally only impresses people that have low self-esteem. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I'll say it again. People that have low self-esteem and people who have literally never told them that they were beautiful. And unfortunately, this is the reality for a lot of women, especially black women. So you see somebody like this, you see them scamming, you see them not doing right, and you're not going to say anything because, oh, they love black women though. We need to heighten those standards because that's a problem.
I could say, like, literally, I've helped a lot of people here on YouTube. I've donated to so many things. I've literally, physically, personally helped a lot of my supporters. I interact with them. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I'm like Harriet Tubman or whatever, but I never would, even if I was on that type of caliber, because you just do things to be a good person, right? You do things because you want to be that person to make a difference in this world. Everything that he does is extremely performative, from wearing the Haitian flag, to wearing the Ghanaian flag, to wearing the Nigerian flag, to wearing all of these different flags and trying to preach to black people that they need to go back to their roots. And it's just so super performative. And you could tell that this is not something he truly cares about. The entire thing is an entire cash grab, in my personal opinion.
Pan-Africanism is a political ideology.
Okay, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble because I've been trying to not talk about this. I need everybody's attention. When you're watching Jermaine Shoemake, I just want you to remember, he is the same age as I am. Actually, he's 4 months younger than me. You notice something about my face, about my chin crown specifically. Why is it that he has no gray hair at all? At all? Like none. Not even the edges. Not even the edges after you dyed it. Why does he have zero gray hair? He also has a full head of hair. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying it because I got to get it off my chest. Because I'm sick of watching this dude. I'm like, why does he have a full set of hair? Maybe I'm jealous. You know what? I might be jealous because I ain't got no hair. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Why does he have a full head of hair? I'm just going to say it. I had to get that off my chest. This is cathartic for me. Okay, Shay, I'm gonna let y'all have it, but no gray hair at all. I've never seen him with the gray that's starting to grow, even if he dyed it. I haven't seen that little bit of gray that kind of peeps through, that one gray hair that refuses to dye. Never, ever. Even though he has like a little small mustache, you would think he'd have some gray on there. I just got to say it. I just had to get it off my chest. Y'all can say what y'all want to say in the comments. Maybe I'm just jealous. Jason is jealous. Wait, I don't have gray hair either, but I'm just saying, you would have to dye your hair literally every couple of days. If you're getting your edges, like your edges would be gray. Black men would have gray right here, right where the skin and the hair starts right there. I just had to get that off my chest. A lot of y'all are trending where I'm trending, what I think is going on. I didn't mean to put that up there. I'm sorry. A lot of y'all are with me. No gray hair? No balding patch right there? Nothing? Okay. Not a bit. Okay. I just want to get that off my chest so the haters can say I'm hating on them because I ain't got no hair. All right, let it be known, let it be said, I'm hating because I ain't got no hair. He got to dye the heck out of that. He's got to be dyeing it every day. My brother, matter of fact, my brother, here we go, full screen. Shout out to my brother. My brother, very similar construction as I am. He's 54. So I'm 51. So he's a couple years older than me, right? he dyes the heck out of his beard. I mean, he's dyeing it all the time. I mean, he got a lifetime prescription of Beijing, right? But I mean, literally every day he has to touch it up right here because it's just it just shows. You wash your face, just wear and tear, that little gray hair that don't want to behave. He's always dyeing his hair. He's always touching it up, always touching it up. Not every day, but you get my point. Okay. I believe he probably does, but I got some, I don't know. I just got some questions, y'all. Okay. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Thank y'all for listening to me. I just had to get it off my chest because I'm bitter because I can't grow a full set of hair. I'm bald. I'm mad. So I'm just mad at this man because he got hair. That's it. Let it be known. Let it be said. Let's go. Y'all know that's fake though.
That stands for the total global unification and organization of all African people, the destruction of white supremacy and alien control by any non-African over African civilization, society, and culture. As Pan-Africanists, we believe that to identify with your African race family, to identify with your African race family is the most important thing you can do. Next time you go for a job application and they ask you if you have any credentials, yes, I am a BH, CN. And they're going to say, what is that, some kind of a nurse or behavior specialist? No, I'm a bunny hopper and a coon. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's Pan-Africanism occurs.
He presents himself as a psychologist, motivational speaker, author, and of course, like I said, a radical Pan-Africanist activist. He's not shy about these titles at all, which is pretty interesting. Now, many of you guys may know him for a lot of his political and Afrocentric type of ideologies. He advocates strongly for Afrocentric views combined with very conservative social stances. For example, as many of you guys know, he is openly opposed to interracial marriage, even referring to white girls as snow bunnies, which, listen, a lot of us find it hilarious and all, but like, it comes to a point where like it's 2025. Like, I'm very big on Black love. I'm very big on, being with who you with, extend the culture, whatever. But at the same time, you love who you love. If you find yourself in love with a white boy, you're in love with a white boy. Personally, I probably couldn't do it, right? But I'm not going to sit there and go off and shame other people for doing that. But that is something that a lot of people know him for. Additionally, he has openly opposed LGBTQ inclusion. And of course, all his messaging centers around Black unity, self-determination, and rejecting what he sees as negative influences on the Black community. Now, of course, all of these stances have definitely positioned him in a way that have caused a lot of controversy, but most notably have brought him up to where we are today. And unfortunately has positioned him in a way to put him as one of the top scammers in the Black community.
I'm messing with a snow bunny. What should I do? You should go to hell. That's what you should do. Dr. Umar, how do I get laid by a snow bunny? We need a mental health hospital for raccoons like you. We need a mental health hospital. You're in love with a white woman. Congratulations. You have had your melanin snatched. Your melanin has been snatched, and you can go head over to the Ice Kingdom. We no longer need you.
Interracial parents are selfish. You selfish. Okay. Because you are God and you putting your seed in the devil. Or you are God and you letting the devil put his seed in you.
One way or the other.
And this child is going to grow up being split, right?
Yes.
With the DNA of the two most polarizing racial groups on the planet Earth. Yeah. It ain't like an Asian, a Chinese married an Indian. It ain't like
I've never heard this. Oh, yo, I am so glad we did not start where I was going to start. I've never heard him say this. He called white people the devil? Yo, I mean, I know he believed it. I just have never heard him say it like this. Wow. I might have to go find this clip. Is Marshall in the chat? Marshall, I need this clip, my brother. Okay, let me back this up. This is crazy work. And y'all know I don't fool with saying that Black folk can't marry other people groups. I don't stand by that at all. Yo, this is crazy work.
Your parents are selfish. You selfish. Okay. Because you are God and you putting your seed in the devil. Or you are God and you letting the devil put his seed in you.
One way or the other.
And this child is going to grow up being split, right?
Yes.
With the DNA of the two most polarizing racial groups on the planet Earth. Yeah. It ain't like an Asian, a Chinese married an Indian. It ain't like a Latino married a Native American. An African married a slave master. It's completely different. And so that child has to navigate this complex political world where I'm half black, half white. Black people don't trust me, and white people will never accept me. It's selfish.
If it ain't nappy, I ain't happy. If I can't grab it, you can't have it. Bitter. I want all nappy, everything, all natural. I want organically African Australian queens from head to toe. When I go on the first date, I'm going to grab your hair as hard as I can to make sure it don't come off.
That's crazy.
And if it come off, I'm walking out the restaurant. Black power. We want black power, brothers and sisters.
Black men and women casually dating people from another race.
Absolutely no bunny hopping. Never let a black child get evaluated under the age of 7. Because the earlier the...
Okay, wait, there should have been a better break between... we might need to take a chase. We might need to take a commercial break or something. Yo, I've not heard all of Umar's insanity as it relates to interracial relationships. I've heard quite a bit of it, but I don't know. Sometimes, man, that one, like, what in the world did I just hear? I might need to take a commercial break. Y'all. I wish I had a commercial break. That is crazy work. Wow. That is some wild stuff. And yeah, this guy's talking about being somebody's principal. Wow. That is off the rails. Okay, let's go.
Child is, the more likely we can get the diagnosis wrong, Baba. You feel me? Because when a child is young, they're still growing and learning. There's no psychologist in America that can tell you for certain that your 3-year-old is autistic. Now, autism is real, but autism is often misdiagnosed. Why? Because we get them evaluated too soon.
TikTok. So I just wanted to come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me.
I'm done with Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf. I wish them the best. Baby Smurf, get your interview money. You ain't got much to tell because you don't know shit, but so be it. I understand that you have been drafted into the Rainbow Army. I don't agree with that at all, but I love you as my child. It will not affect our relationship, but do not ever ask me to co-sign or support something that I am vehemently against. I will not walk you down the aisle if you're marrying a woman. Let me say that one more time. I will not walk you down the aisle if you're marrying a woman, nor will your wife be allowed in my house.
I said, I didn't really want to bring like personal and all of that into this, but this is extremely important because you have someone that sits there talking about some snow bunny never, black women forever, but you have 2 kids out of wedlock by women that you didn't marry and you're a deadbeat. That is so problematic. And it goes into all of this. Like, you got to really be careful who y'all support.
So Umar Johnson actually grew up in Philly and attended local public schools. He went to Tanner G. Duckery and George Meade elementary schools. Then it used to be called Dimner Bieber Junior High School. He graduated junior high school in 1988. For high school, he enrolled at the Scotland Schools for Veterans Children's in Pennsylvania. There, he received his diploma on June 6, 1992. In terms of college, he was an undergraduate at Millersville University of Pennsylvania, and he majored in psychology as well as political science. He later attended Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, PCOM for short, where he obtained his Doctor of Psychology. Maybe. I say maybe because there are so many conflicting reports about this, right? So when it comes to PCOM, anyone that has done their doctorate, for the most part, about 99% of them have their dissertations available online. No one can find Dr. Umar's from what I understand. But I've also seen people and reports of people covering what he wrote for his dissertation. Listen, do with that what you will. I'm going to link the references down below. There's also a lot of people who have said there's no proof of him really graduating. So, it's more of a believe it when you see it type of thing. You have agencies such as The Source that has done a comprehensive breakdown on Dr. Umar. And there really isn't any real proof of him actually being a doctor. Added to that, there's been controversy of him getting in trouble and getting his psychology license revoked. So my thing is, if there's controversy for that, he has to have a doctorate in something. But what a lot of people don't understand is a doctorate in psychology doesn't necessarily mean you could practice psychology. Hence why he more than likely got in trouble for that.
In the court.
Pennsylvania State Board of Education charged me with presenting myself as a licensed psychologist without a license, right?
Yeah.
I've never claimed to be a licensed psychologist because I never pursued the license.
Right.
In other words, I'm not somebody who took the test and failed it.
Right.
I never went for it because I'm a certified school psychologist.
Okay.
Right? You have school psychology, which is the special ed umbrella.
Okay.
And then you got clinical psychology, which is everything else, your mental illness.
Right.
My doctorate is clinical.
Okay.
But I'm certified in school. And
So
because
you're both sides.
I'm both sides. And with the amount of work.
Oh, I think that's some double speak. I hold on. I got to back that up. I think that's some double speak. This gentleman right here on the podcast don't know. Again, as a teacher, okay, as a classroom teacher, I am certified K through 5th grade, all subjects. So I can teach science, math, reading, language arts. If I had to, I could teach PE and art. Okay, I could teach. Probably don't want me teaching music or chorus, but you got my point. So I have a certification in early childhood education, K through 5th grade. That doesn't mean I could be the school counselor. Why? Because I have to have some kind of license or some kind of certificate, some kind of designation that says that I am certified to do counseling. So as much as I might, love Jesus and I can tell this little boy or a little girl that, it's going to be okay and it's going to be all right, this, that, and the other, I can't be the school counselor. And I really think, I'm going to back this up because I think Umar is doing some double speak here. Again, if you know your audience doesn't know what you know, you can tell them things that maybe are not true. Because I don't believe this is true what he's saying. And if you are in the psychology field, please tap in, let me know, put my name in big capital letters or something. Wait, right here. I have an LPC and I cannot practice without license in the state. Right. Yeah. I think he's doing some double speak here. I really think so. And I've seen Umar do this before where he'll say something and, talk big words and the host is just kind of like, okay. I don't know what he's talking about, but okay, I'm just keep nodding my head. Sure. And he did on Nick Cannon's show. He just talks. And the more people do it, the more Don't Call Me White Girl podcast. The co-host on the show, Umar was behaving like that because the co-host on the show was just eating up the slop that he was throwing out there. Watch this. Let's watch this again.
More than likely got in trouble for that.
In the court.
Pennsylvania State Board of Education charged me with presenting myself as a licensed psychologist without a license, right?
Yeah.
I've never claimed to be a licensed psychologist because I never pursued the license.
Right.
In other words, I'm not somebody who took the test and failed it.
Right.
I never went for it because I'm a certified school psychologist.
Okay.
Right?
You're not a licensed psychologist because you're a certified psychologist. Yeah, that's some double speak, y'all. I'm sorry. That is some double speak. These are not the droids you're looking for. Shout out if you know what I'm talking about.
You have school psychology, which is the special ed umbrella.
Okay.
And then you got clinical psychology, which is everything else, your mental illness.
Right.
My doctorate is clinical.
Okay.
But I'm certified in school. And
So
because
you're both sides.
I'm both sides. And with the amount of work that I have as a certified school psychologist, there's really no need for me to get a license. What am I going to do with it?
Right.
But that's neither here or there. We're not here to talk about his credentials because at the end of the day, he's a scammer. It doesn't matter if he's a doctor or not. So
I like her. I do like her. No, y'all jump into the. Okay, we're gonna have to come back on that one. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's right. And I might have to go ask some professionals because I know some school psychologists, and I'm going to ask them if that's correct because I think that's wrong. And I've said this before. You're generally speaking not going to be a school psychologist that's not associated with a school or at least a school district. So the fact that I'm running around saying I'm a certified Ford mechanic, well, they're like, well, where do you work? Oh, well, no, I'm just a certified Ford mechanic. They're like, well, Are you at a shop? Are you at the headquarters? Are you at the distribution center? Where are you working? Oh no, I'm just a certified Ford mechanic. That doesn't make sense. And the school psychologist thing doesn't make sense. Yeah, we will be coming back to revisit that. Shout out.
People actually found Umar Johnson through Tariq Nasheed's documentary called Hidden Colors. This was released in 2011, and the name of the film was The Untold History of People of Aboriginal, Moor, and African Descent. There, he appeared as a commentator, espousing Afrocentric historical themes. This gave him exposure to a national audience interested in Black history and empowerment. In 2013, he self-published a book, and that also really helped him get out there. It was called Psychoacademic Holocausts: The Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. The book argues that Black children, particularly boys, are overdiagnosed with ADHD and funneled into special education as form of systematic racism. This niche but resonant message that the education system mislabels Black youth helped solidify his reputation as an outspoken school psychologist and advocate. Now, let me just say, right, when it comes to this, I actually agree with this. And that's what you're going to notice with Dr. Umar in general. If you go down to the links in my description, you watch the rest of this video, you go and you seek your own information, you're going to realize that a lot of things that he says actually truly resonates with you. You're going to be like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, I agree with this. So it kind of blinds you to the fact that someone like this that advocates for the Black community, has a Haitian or some sort of African or Pan-African flag on, would be lying to you and trying to scam you. Because for Black people, we're used to seeing our people in different ways and not always advocating for us. There's not that many people in the public eye that advocate for Black people, whether we're talking about Black diaspora or we're talking about Black Americans, we're talking about Black British, whatever. You don't see many Black people model their platforms in a way to where they are speaking up for Black people. So when you see someone like Dr. Umar, like the Black boys need to be protected and, they're miscategorizing them as ADHD and it's unfair and da-da-da, you're not going to think anything nefarious. You're going to be like, oh my God, this Black brother, he got it going on. He's saying what he need to say, So it's very interesting because on one hand, yes, he's done a lot of information. I mean, he gives a lot of information. He gives a lot of his chat. I'm trying to say something nice. Like, to be honest, when you actually look at it from the grand scheme of things, it's just a whole lot of nothing. Like, my cat could get on fucking camera and say a bunch of real shit and everybody would follow the damn cat. So it's like, honestly, a lot of it is smoky mirrors.
Okay. This is a young, fresh, growing brain. Literature, numbers. You should have flashcards with your son. All the colors, all the numbers, all the sizes, all the shapes.
I agree with that.
Things, all the bones of the body. Yes, because they will. Understand, Black children develop faster than every other child. So when the white people say they should be able to do this by 3, multiply that times 2 for a Black kid. Our kids grow. This is even in the white people's books. Our kids develop faster than all other kids, including the Chinese who we think are so smart. You see that? And when they desegregated the schools, they did not bring Black teachers with Black students. The biggest layoff in public education is between 1954 and 1974 of Black teachers. They brought our children into the schools. They fired the teachers. And so when our Black children were bused into white schools, having to deal with not only bigoted white students, but bigoted white teachers, there was no Black teachers in there to protect them.
From 2010 to 2014, he had a lot of lectures that went viral. That also added to a lot of his notoriety, his fame, and most importantly, adding to the size of his platform. His passion-filled lectures would circulate online and gain him quite a bit of a following. Notably, there's a lecture often cited as Post-Traumatic Syndrome Disorder Part 4. And this basically talked about the miseducation of Black people. This obviously went viral and it really showcased who he was as a speaker, his ideologies, so on and so forth. It was very interesting. I've actually watched this one before. So he mainly talked about Black empowerment, the structure of public schools and how they're not suited for Black kids, how a lot of Black kids don't necessarily get the attention that they need. And mind you, as a Black educator, right? I teach dance, I've taught English briefly. So it's like, I get the whole, a lot of these schools are not suited for Black kids and Black kids do deserve to thrive in their own environments, just like Black people in general in any other space. But it comes to a point where it's like, now that I look at all of this and I'm sitting here and I'm filming the video after looking at my notes, it's like this man was gearing up for this sham of a school. By late 2021, he had amassed over 700,000 followers on Instagram, from everything that I previously mentioned and more. There's been little controversies here and there, specifically due to, again, his ideologies. But at this point, he had amassed such a core following that it didn't really matter who didn't really agree with his opinions. At this point, he had become a public figure and he had authority. Alongside his followers on Facebook and Twitter, he became a very prolific live streamer and he posted a lot, branding himself as a no-holds-barred voice for Pan-Africanism. This online popularity greatly amplified his influence and allowed him to solicit donations and promote projects like his school to a broader audience. Now, of course, this is where the nonsense of the school comes in. Now, as you guys start to gauge the history and the timeline, you're going to start to see that, honestly, this entire thing was planned from the jump, right? So, of course, from Tariq Nasheed's documentary to now we have a lot of his lectures going viral, and he's talking about Black boys and Black children and how the school system is not made for them, etc. You know, you start really starting to see this theme, right? He kind of aligns himself as an advocate for education and, you know, Black this, Black that, Black everything. We need to know where we come from, Africanism this, Africanism that. Therefore, to be honest with you, this was the perfect scheme. So just to let you guys know before we move.
Shout out real quick, just in case anybody's wondering. This is the Mademoiselle YouTube channel. I did drop the link it's in the description as well as, oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. It is in the, I'm going to put it in there. There we go. Shout out. And by the way, thank you so very much for the very kind super sticker, Harlem. Blessing your boy with the $10 super sticker. Thank you so very much for that. I agree. Thank you to the mods for already hitting them up saying we appreciate you. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. All right. So if you're just jumping in, this young lady podcaster is giving a background history of Umar Johnson, and she actually goes to FDMG. So she answers a lot of the questions that you probably already had about the buildings, please forgive me. And she doesn't go inside, but she does go around it. And so we're going to watch that in a second. Let's go.
Forward because it goes into the rest of this video and more than likely future videos that we're going to make. So he has a strong anti-establishment rhetoric. He is practically a socialist, and his professional credentials are heavily questioned and probably something that a lot of people touch on a regular basis. Like I said, that'd be a whole nother video for another time, but I'm going to link resources down below if that's something that you would like to look into. So, of course, now we have FDMG Academy. I got to sit straight for this. Pasque, this shit right here, FDMG stands for Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Forgive me if sometimes I say FDMJ. For some reason, it just rolls off the tongue a little bit better, but it is FDMG. And this is an idea that was pitched by Dr. Umar since literally 2014. We are now in 2025. FDMG was supposed to be a all-Black boys boarding school initially in the early phases of the idea. He started a GoFundMe and he started collecting funds for this school, but unfortunately it is now 2025 and there is no school. Now there's a lot of confusion with this school, the timelines, the dates, and what exactly happened specifically because there's a lot that has happened. Initially, as I said, this was supposed to be an all-Black boys boarding school. And this is because the original idea was for him to buy a school that had just recently shut down. His plans were to buy St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia. It was historically a Black college, and he wanted to buy it to make this boarding school. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe some of you guys can add down below, but the deal fell through. But later on in 2018, he went on to buy the now closed Moyer Academy in Wilmington, Delaware, and decided to open a regular all-Black boys school. Now, what's crazy about this entire situation is, like I said, this whole ordeal started in 2014. He fundraised a lot of money for this. At the time, the fundraiser thing is already a problem because it's like there's so many different amounts out there. Totally, it is believed he's raised anywhere from $400,000 to $700,000. There's rumors that there's more. There's rumors that there's less. Nonetheless, anywhere in the $100,000 range is enough to open the school, especially when you're not building the school from scratch. I will say in the beginning, when I first heard about this, I thought he was building a school from scratch. At that point, I was like, okay, that might take some time. But at that point, when I had caught wind of it, it was maybe 6 years later. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. It don't take that long to build a school from scratch. We see people build things all day, every day. Okay. These luxury buildings popping up more than whack-a-mole. Therefore, there's no reason it should take that long to build a school. It wasn't until I found out that he actually.
Okay. Let me real quick. If you go, y'all let me know. He actually did a video at the Paul Miller University where when he started this out, he did an ask, and I'll find it. If y'all want me to, just let me know in the chat. We'll look at it. It's not super long. It's maybe 10, 15 minutes long. And it's his laying out of the vision for this school there at Paul Miller. I thought it was kind of cool because, it's a former HBCU, I got a soft spot for HBCUs. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know that that's where it all started. It all started there. All right, let's go.
Bought a school that I was like, oh, this is absolutely nuts. There is no way that he really bought a school and this shit still is not open. So initially he had asked for $5 million. Yes, y'all. He asked for $5 million to buy and renovate St. Paul's. He began soliciting these donations from his supporters literally all over the world. So he used GoFundMe, PayPal, I believe Cash App. There was a lot, okay? He even accepted money orders, bro. Like this
Sure did.
This was a lot. Unfortunately, he did only get a fraction of that target, but still, he received hundreds and thousands of dollars of donations. Later on, he would go on to say that PayPal and all these other places were basically like sabotaging him and they didn't want to see a black man succeed. And that's why the school's not open. And then every year consecutively, there was a new excuse as to why the school wasn't open, what he's going to do, why we need to donate. If you didn't donate, he's not talking to you, blah, 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 blah.
For black excellence! You know, you've been getting a lot of slack about your school. People saying, what's going on with the school? I love the good and the bad. Let it hate. So hate is the oxygen I use to elevate. Hate me if you want. Tell them, when we talked about the school, first give them an update of where you are with the school. Then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, first of all, 2014, I took my first donation for FDMG in St. Louis, Missouri. 2019, we purchased a 4-building former black charter school campus in Wilmington, Delaware. That's where we are. This is 2025. So 5 years to buy the school, 6 years to renovate the school. Right now, all renovations are done except we got to tile the floor and rekey the classrooms. Cosmetic surgery. Once we tile the floor and rekey the classrooms, which will be done by the end of this summer, we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. And once we get our certificate of occupancy, we're going to have a grand opening celebration, and all y'all better be there. But if you hated on me, keep your ass in please.
Don't worry about it. I didn't hate on you, but I won't be worrying. I don't think I'm gonna need to worry about going down there. What do y'all think? In the chat, let me know. Do you think he's gonna open it up at the end of the summer? Yo, no, it don't take 6 months. And this is the part of the double speed. This is the part that I say is the double speed. And this right here is 2025. He just did this in Cleveland. I want to say, don't quote me on this. I want to say it was in June or May of this year. But this is the double speak. Remember when he was on the El Jamar show and he said the school was state of the art, $13 million renovation that he got for, what did he say, $4 million or something like that? Remember that, the state of the art renovation, but all they need to do is the HVAC and the copper and the water and the electric and the floors and the tiles, but it's state of the art. Remember that? And now he's still saying it here again. Like, again, he just keeps saying this double speak. He talks out both sides of his neck. He says things that are not true. And I think because it's not true, it's hard for him to keep up with the lie. It's just wild, man. And by the way, I do have that video. We'll watch at the end. If y'all want, we'll watch. It's super short. It's like 5 minutes long. But that would be the genesis, if you will. I think it's the first video related to FDMG when he was trying to buy a former college. Okay, let's go.
To the haters.
Hey, that's me.
Instigators.
What you got?
And defamers.
What?
That's
Oh,
all we gonna say.
That's your principal, y'all.
That's all we go. We ain't got no more words.
No more words.
We ain't got no more words, brothers and sisters. I'm at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. The accounts are still frozen. We're looking into it. The accounts are still frozen, brothers and sisters. We're supposed to hear back Friday. We're supposed to hear back Friday. That sounds like Monday to me. The bank is giving us the runaround. We ain't got our check back. So we're about to operate attorneys. Attorneys is about to get involved because we were told that when your account gets canceled, you're supposed to get your refund check for the amount that was in the account. We have not received that yet. So there's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters. There's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters. They messing with our bills. They messing with our automatic payments. They messing up a lot of stuff with this frozen account. They froze me and they froze the school. The school ain't open yet. You was 12 years old. No problem. Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. He said the school still ain't open. He was 12 years old. I see you, little crusty ninja. Why don't you shave that crust stash off the top of your lip too, little ninja? What do you think?
A couple things. I want to deal with your assumption that I might need some help.
Okay.
Most of my friends are educators. Most of my elders are educators and psychologists. That is my field. So it's kind of interesting when someone who's an expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to the detractors who say I can help him with that. This is
no, I think they're talking about the real estate part of it. Not you're an educator, but not a real estate guy. You
but we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose the right real estate? Did we take the money and do the best
brother.
fiduciary thing with the money?
Brother, I just told you
that the schools that we got was a $13 million project 9 years ago in excellent shape. We got a steal for that campus. It was a steal. It was the best thing I could have possibly got. I have no regrets. Okay. See, that's when we start feeding into the lies.
Bunch of nonsense. So,
are you sure about that, though? Are you sure about that, Jermaine? Are you sure? And there you go. That was a $13 million state of the art. Nothing needed to be fixed on the building. And remember, this was back in 2020 or 2021. I don't remember exactly when that El Jamar interview was. So we're looking at 4 years ago. If the building was up and running and everything was ready to go, why are we now in 2025 still doing this? It just don't make any sense.
Let's get back into the school now, shall we?
Shall we?
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am a certified school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. 4 long years ago, we began a fundraising campaign to build America's first independent African-centered school based off the principles of Pan-Africanism and international economics.
So, of course, getting the building was only the first step. The Moyer Academy structures were rough, okay? They needed extensive repairs. They needed to be code compliant. They had to get the HVAC together because it literally, the building was practically falling apart and still is practically falling apart. So you guys are like, Ivana, how do you know that the buildings are falling apart? Because I went, because I pulled up, because I was curious, and I happened to only be 30 minutes away. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, you would know I moved to South Jersey, December 2023. In a random conversation, I was speaking to locals and stuff like that. We some way, somehow ended up talking about Dr. Umar. And one of my friends that at the time was like, oh my God, like he's so great. I can't wait for him to build his school so that my sons can go. And we all kind of looked at her like, girl, you delusional because that school is never going to open. And she was literally having a back and forth with us. And it wasn't until the local was like, yo, like that school is never going to get built. Like literally we only 30 minutes from it. Like you want to go see it? Like it's right there. Like we could go there right now. Mind you, at this point, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. I just finished moving my stuff in. We're having this conversation. And he's like, nah, like, I'll bring you there right now. Like, let's go. And we're like, all right, fuck it. Mind you, took a whole vlog. We was cutting up. We was having hella fun. And I lost the vlog footage because I dropped my hard drive. And I went and I, tried to quote one of those like computer places so I could be like, oh, like, this is the school. This is what it looks like and show y'all the footage in this video. Unfortunately, they were talking about it could cost anywhere from $300 to $900 to receive that footage. Yeah. So I said, I'm just going to take the hike back down there myself. So let me just show you what I have when I went December 2023. I'm currently filming this video on August 20th. You guys are more than likely going to see this on the 22nd or sometime later. I went yesterday, which was August 19th. And this is what the school looks like.
Hey gang, today is the day. So let's get it.
So shout out to the Instagram fam because y'all voted and y'all told me y'all wanted me to go back to this school. Luckily, I still do have photos. And if in 2023 there was no progress, I'm very sure that right now we're going to drive there and there's still going to be no progress. So comment down below. What do you think? Will it look the same? Will it look better? Will it look worse? I can literally probably put my annual makings on it. That shit about to look exactly the same. But let's see. So
all right, so in the chat, real quick, how do you think it's gonna look? Is it gonna look better? Is it gonna look worse? She went in 2023 and now she went back again just recently. What do y'all think? Actually, she went, I believe it was a couple weeks ago. So what do y'all think in the chat? Better, worse, pretty much the same. What do you think? All right, exactly the same. Worse, looks worse. Yeah, his narcissism is, I can give you that. It's going to look the same. 2 years worth of dust because it's dusty. You know he dusty. Hot mess. Hey, don't be cheating, man, Ryan. Don't be cheating then. You can't be doing that. Oh, see? I like how Lee thinking. She gave the answer 3 times. I like it. No change. Yeah, no spoilers now. Don't be throwing no spoilers out here, Ryan. We put you in 0-second timeout over here. All right, let's get this party rolling. Let's get back at it. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. 385 people up in this best live chat on the internet. Please make sure you hit that like button. Let's go.
I don't need nobody to say that I don't do nothing for y'all and I don't care about y'all and I don't love y'all because this is like an $18 toll in a 2-hour drive. I just had to refill my Easy Pass. Like, God damn it, man. Had to stop for a rest stop. And we are back years later. And it still looks exactly the same as I predicted. This is fucking hilarious because I don't understand. I thought it was going to, oh wait, I don't think that door was painted. Look at that colorful ass door. I don't think that was painted, but it looks exactly the same. Wait, nope, they put a gate up. I don't think that gate was there because me and my friend last time, we walked back there. There's windows now. They're no longer boarded up. Okay. Mind you, this is also part of the school. So this building was purchased for his sham of a school, but as you guys can see, there hasn't been a damn thing done. Really? Like, except for windows. But these shits are still boarded up.
Look at her face. She is looking distressed.
Oh, now what's funny and what I found very crazy about all of this is how there's like, this is a very residential area. Okay. This is an area where like people actually live. It is literally directly behind the Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. It looked like they redid the roads too. I don't remember the road being this smooth, but last time I came here it was nighttime. So, and that could also be a state city type vibe. It's so weird being here after what? A year and some change? Almost 2 years? This is nuts. It's the audacity to have influential people on this wall and you're scamming people. To have founding fathers and then put yourself in this shit and you're an entire scammer. Oh, the audacity of this is just ridiculous. Like, he really, look at this. Black children matter. Do they? Do they? Do they? It's the fact that people just be casually walking past and driving past this, living behind in front of this school, not understanding that this is literally part of one of the biggest scams in Black history, especially American Black history. All these years you collecting money and this is what you got. Niggas got some explaining to do. I don't want to hear nothing about no contractors, nothing about no racism, nothing about nothing, because you should have something. At least there should be windows on this building. Okay, the windows are boarded up, my friends. The windows are boarded up, my friends. The window you know, I gotta repeat it 3 times. Okay? Make sure when you guys add your comments down below, you put them in 3 times. Because we didn't understand you the first, second time. You need to do it 3 times.
Okay, I want you to think about something else. Look at how the paint has changed as she went around the building. And I was thinking about the time he had these people out there painting the building, and they were just standing on the ground. They didn't have ladders, didn't have scaffolding or anything like that. Just these long poles painting the building. Like, look at how off-colored the paint is. I recently had my house painted. Well, actually, it was last year. I had the house painted. It's a big undertaking to get the house painted or get a building painted that's 2 stories or a tall building like that. And to see you just had volunteers out there doing it, Shoemake. That was crazy. Anyway, you see it, you see the color changes and such like that. And in a moment, you're going to see some of the discoloration that has come because there's nothing happening. It's pretty bad. Let's go. Hey, look at that. And I don't think that's mold, as people are seeing right there. I don't believe that's mold. That is discoloration from the tar on the roof. I don't think that's mold. Now, there might be mold inside. I'm not saying there's not mold inside. What I am saying is this right here is discoloration from the roof tile. I mean, you see the same on your own house as your tiles on your shingles on your house start to deteriorate. That black grit starts to come down, and it would do this if you didn't have downspouts. Okay, let's go.
Just freaking ridiculous. So don't let this shit fool you and be like, oh, well, at least he painted the building, blah, blah, blah. The building came like this. Okay, he repainted some things, but originally that is the color scheme. Unfortunately, because we have cameras and stuff like that, it's making this shit look better than what it looked like, but it's dingy, I promise y'all. It's dingy. Like, it's dingy. It's dingy. It's not giving what it's supposed to give at all. For all that money, like, this is some shit I could pull together. Okay, this is some shit that I would do. Okay, like, don't play. Don't ever say I don't love y'all. Look at this shit. I have a privacy screen protector, so it's harder to see. But bro, 2.5 hours for me to take my ass home. Don't ever say I don't do nothing for y'all. Like, this shit, wow. And I'm hungry, so I'm gonna stop by, get some food, and then, yeah, let's get back to the rest of the video.
Oh, a lot of you guys are probably like, well, what does it look like on the inside? We really want to see. So I had to go find this footage. This was from 2023. I'm sure it probably looks about the same. Because the thing that I don't understand is he keeps sitting here every year. It's, oh, the school's gonna open, the school's gonna open, the school's gonna open. And this is what it was looking like another time when he said the school was gonna open. So take a look.
If you ain't never built an institution in your life without no white money, please keep your mouth shut. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Tunde, coming to you live and direct inside the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy. I build institutions. I don't just sit on YouTube running my mouth. I build institutions. I don't just sit on YouTube running my mouth. The Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $FDM. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the Cash App. What color we gonna paint the rooms, y'all? What color we gonna paint the rooms? Who coming to decorate the principal's office? Who coming to decorate the principal's office? Oh, yes. Who coming to decorate the principal's office? Who coming to decorate?
Yo, this video, this is one of the creepier. I don't think he's actually outdone the $500 date video. But if you go back and watch this video, I have it on my channel as well, where he's walking around the principal's office talking about the women are going to come and decorate the office and they're going to have a soft, fluffy carpet and he needs to have a couch in there. It was so creepy. I'm like, my guy, you do realize that you want these people to entrust you with their kids, right? You're supposed to be worried about the children. It is the worst thing ever. Like, I just don't think he's aware, or maybe he just doesn't care, just how bad he sounds. Okay. But anyway, this one is definitely this is wild. Okay, let's go.
The principal's office. Oh, yes, we got a school to finish. We got a school to finish, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes.
The difference is night and day. And I'm not saying that specifically because I literally went in the daytime yesterday and nighttime the first time. But as you guys can tell, the only notable differences here are the fact that now the main building has windows. Now there is a flag on like 2 of the doors, and now there's a gate. And the only reason I really noticed the fact that there was a gate was because when I went the first time, we all went to the back and we were able to like literally just walk through, and we were like near people's backyards. Like, that shit was wild to me. And in the back of my mind, okay, like I've said in the videos that I posted in here, it's like, how the hell are people just living down the street from this shit and not understanding that they are living near the biggest scam in Black American history? Like, literally, like, people's backyards overlook the school. You go down the street, there's not only a boys and girls club, but there's like just houses. It's in a suburban area. There's a liquor store around the corner, which, to be honest, I'm like, is that something that's allowed? But shit, there's a liquor store in every corner in Wilmington from what I've observed. So it was just like, the school is just there and it's rotting away. And it's just, it's an eyesore, okay? Because it's this big yellow building. It's falling apart. It got boarded up windows. It ain't painted nice. It's a hot mess. So it's like, damn, if the outside looked like that, what the hell does the inside look like? Of course, Dr. Umar has shared numerous updates of, people painting inside, contractors this, contractors that. And it's funny because that's exactly why the conversation came up. The conversation came up specifically because he is a contractor. Like, the person that, knew about all this is a contractor. They live in Wilmington. They grew up in Wilmington. And they were like, I'm a contractor. He keeps saying there's no contractors that want to volunteer. There's no black this, there's no black that. He ain't reach out to me. I have a contract company. Like, I got people working all over Wilmington. So that man's full of cat. He never had intentions to build the school in the first place. And that's what really propelled us to go, because it was like, nah, like, I need to see this, because this school has been under construction for too long for this to still be a thing. This school has been collecting donations for so long that the fact that the school is still not here is insanely problematic. I already looked up the tax forms, okay? And if you guys are not aware, you can also look up the tax forms. And that's what I'm not really understanding about this entire thing. People have been donating to this man for over a decade and never thought to Google the tax forms, never thought to Google what's really going on. They just took his word for it. And that's what I need y'all to understand. Don't take anybody's word for anything. Look it the fuck up. I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's Dr. Umar. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your dad. Look into what exactly people are telling you, because 9 times out of 10, people are going to lie when it comes to something of this scale. It is not hard to look up any nonprofit's revenue, what they made, what came in, what they were using it towards. And what's very funny about literally every tax return I found is everything says 0. it's like expenses zero, zero, but it's like 600,000 this year, 500,000 this year. I don't understand. So you can't tell me you don't got $40,000. You should have $40,000 to pay these taxes. At that point, I was like, nope, it's time to make the video.
I want you guys to understand he's been collecting these donations since what, 2014, 2015, 2016. It's really hard to gauge exactly when. I've seen interviews where he said he got his first donation 2014. So nonetheless, it's been over a decade, right? Why is it that the entity was only created in 2020? You can only trace it back to 2020 in terms of the donation.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you want to look at the tax documents that she pulled up on the screen, the link is down in this description of this video, as well as the link is in the description of her video. I just cut and pasted those and put them in this video so you can check them out and see what she's saying and if it, in fact, what she's saying is true.
Because that's when it became a legitimate nonprofit. So we don't know what he collected prior to that. And that's also an issue. So what nonprofit you know takes donations via Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, stuff like that? Okay. That's all I got to say. This don't really make sense. This is like, the fact that the government hasn't caught wind of this and shut this down is actually crazy.
It's crazy, right?
It doesn't make any logical sense, and I can't stand it because there's still going to be people that try to defend this. There's going to be people writing paragraphs in my comment section about how I'm tearing a black man down. To be honest with you, I'm going to tear down a scammer any day. Pink, white, black, green, I don't give a flying fuck. I cannot stand a scammer, but most importantly, I cannot stand a scammer who scams their own community. I cannot stand a scammer who doesn't see anything wrong with what they do when they are being deceitful. And most importantly, when they are out here trying to push an ideology that they more than likely don't give a fuck for and are just pushing to the masses because it's something that they know will get them money. And that's exactly, in my opinion, what I think is going on. That man has picked up Pan-Africanism and made it an identity because he knows there's money behind it. He knows there's power behind it. He knows there's leadership behind it. I don't think he believes half the shit he even says. Mainly because half the shit that he says is practically outrageous.
So where's the website? There's no real website for this school. What type of company do you know sits there and collects donations, better yet runs a business and doesn't have a website? It's a school. A website don't even cost that much regardless. You can get a website anywhere from $5 to, if you want to be higher end, like $100, $200 a month. How he got a website but the school don't? All right. All right. This man also gets paid to do speaking engagements, and he's always speaking somewhere. Even if he wasn't getting enough donations, he could have easily thought of a different idea, not opened a school, did some sort of community center or whatever, but also he has the capital in terms of he's getting the income in order to sustain what it is that he's trying to do. Like, I'm not understanding this shit right now. Like, it's absolutely asinine that there's people out here defending this nonsense. He's collected hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some people have estimated that it's been in the millions, okay? And he has nothing to show for it. He literally charges thousands of dollars for him to come to events. He stays throwing events, speaking at events, holding events, all that. Why is there still no school? I stand corrected. I just realized that he is using his personal website as a way to get the donations for FDMG, which is not something that you're supposed to do in business whatsoever, especially when you have a nonprofit. Literally, that leads to commingling of funds, which we honestly more than likely can safely say that's probably what he's been doing with all this money. But basically, it means that you should be having everything separate. Your business and your personal needs to be separate. It cannot be the same, even if it's just something as mundane as a lot of people would probably think as a website. Like, why is there not a separate website for the school? And what's very interesting is, as you guys can see, like, he has different like monthly tiered situations through PayPal. I'm just like, this is sad because the fact that a lot of people kind of let him get away with this is insanely problematic. You guys who have donated, right? You know how every single time we donate to like the Goodwill or something like that, they give you a slip to write it off on your taxes. Have any of you guys got one? Or did you just accept that, oh, well, I'm helping a good cause because you're supposed to get one? Yeah, he gonna get caught up.
By 2022, he had kind of teased more dates. And people started getting really suspicious and really tired. Because like I said, this ordeal started in 2014. Now we're in 2022, 2023. This is when a lot of people started to catch wind of this and it was like, this don't make no sense. Where is this school? What is going on? But again, where is the money? Because we don't see it, okay? The school is still falling apart. The school still doesn't look like a school. There's no students. What does the inside look like? We need updates because we gave you money and ain't nothing there. Now, Dr. Umar fired back with the new windows, and I believe 2022 was when the mural was painted. I'm not really sure, but I know I was there at the end of 2023. That mural was there. And to be honest with you, the mural pisses me off more than anything because he painted himself amongst great Black leaders that made a real difference in this world. How cocky do you have to be to put yourself next to the world's greatest, sir? Like, this shit truly makes me angry because it's like, how, not only how cocky do you have to be, but it's like you're a scammer. You're an entire scammer. The whole Black Children's Matter sign, do they? Because this don't make no sense. Like, why do you think that Child, this shit pisses me off. Like, it genuinely pisses me off because it's like he has a lot of audacity, okay, to not only paint the mural, but to put himself in the mural and then put himself holding the Black Children Matter sign. Like, sir, like, that's why I'm saying he does too damn much. Like, anybody that does that much, like, to push an identity or push an ideology, to me comes off as a scammer and a grifter, and 9 times out of 10 they are. There's a lot of people out there that have other things going on for themselves to the point where that doesn't need to be their identity unless they're trying to get some bread. Okay, that's the main thing that made me suspicious about him in the first place. Literally, this school has been coming next year every freaking year. From 2023 to 2024, there's been a few dates that have been set, but never came into fruition. At this point, he kind of ran out of excuses. He basically tried to say that he was a publicized target and a publicized threat. Therefore, Wilmington didn't want him there. Delaware didn't want him there. The white man trying to hold him down. A racist trying to buy the school. It's so much that happened literally from, I'll say, 2023 to present in regards to him trying to build this narrative that people are out to get him, including one of his exes that came out with all the gossip saying that he this and he that, which again, like I said, we're not going to touch on. Guys, again, feel free to go down below, say what you got to say, and feel free to go into the description box because I do have loads of sources. But I will say, after the fall 2024 date did not really pan out, that's when a lot of people really started to become really skeptic, started to look into things, started pulling up tax documents and doing investigations, calling the Wilmington office and all that, because it was just like, there's no make no sense at all. So now we're in 2025 and FDMG has reached a critical point. Now, the school was actually supposed to open fall 2025. That's another reason I genuinely didn't make this video earlier, especially when I had first went, because I knew that there were going to be people that tried to sit there and say, no, like, you know, you need to wait till fall 2024. That's when he said it's going to open. Give the man some time. Y'all always calling someone a scammer. Y'all always trying to bring a Black man down. Now it's fall 2025 and the school is not going to open because the city has now threatened to auction said building due to unpaid utilities, taxes, fees, so on and so forth. The building is an eyesore and obviously it is not open. So now he has come to the internet to tell us that we need to give donations to save the school. He's calling for us to protest. He's telling us that we need to, you know, basically help him out. All this extra shit. And it's just like,
brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs? They were going to sell our schools behind our backs. They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no notice by email. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. But luckily for us, Sister Ra Ebony was able to get the paperwork off the Marcus Garvey School before the haters stole that paperwork. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe that they were going to sell the school and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. Program coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor?
Our situation is just extremely exhausting because if you know anything about business, whether we're talking about nonprofits, sole proprietorship, LLCs, when you have fees and you have taxes, you have to pay them, or they're going to take your shit. They will give you plenty of notice. They will even call you if they have to. They will send notices to your house or whatever address you have on file. If the address you have on file or the contact information that you have on file is not up to date, that is your problem. But one thing America cares about is their bread. Okay, Uncle Sam just wants their money. They don't give a flying fuck about your building. They don't really give a flying fuck about everything you talk about right now. At the end of the day, when it comes to stuff like this, business is business. You owe taxes, you pay taxes. You're not exempt, you pay whatever it is that you have to pay until you're exempt. You have whatever that needs to be paid. You don't have the money, find the money. Because at the end of the day, that's how your shit's gonna get took. I went through evictions. I went through owing taxes. I know how this shit works. That's why I'm like, Nobody notified you? You didn't know? Like, anyone with common sense would know that this man is full of shit and he's lying. But also, it's just a fact of the matter of how these things work. You could look it up on your own time. Like, they're never going to try to auction off your stuff without you knowing. And even if it gets to that point, you can easily go to the office, schedule an appointment, talk to them, handle something, come up with a payment plan. So, yeah, I'm not understanding where. Luckily for him, okay, and luckily for those of you guys who are, you know, the Dr. Umar Brigade, the school is no longer for auction. Everything seems to be squared away. He more than likely is now on a payment plan, from what I understand. And yeah, the school's still not going to open because let's be real, right? You have a school, right? A nonprofit organization that claims to be opening every single year, but there's no website, which means how are the kids going to enroll? Which means how's everything else going to get done? I haven't seen no job postings to be a teacher, to be a principal, to be a guidance counselor, to be a janitor, to be anything. Like, y'all need to use your heads. If the school was going to open ever, why are none of these positions being marketed? Why are there no enrollment sites? I'm going to wait for someone to give me a logical explanation.
Hang it up. Dr. Umar, hang it up. And I feel like this is an exit strategy. I feel like this is a way for him to be like, oh, well, you know, like they basically booted me out. This is why we need to fight against racism. And we need to go back to Africa. Because they don't give a I shouldn't be laughing about this. Child, this is a joke. This whole thing is a joke. Like, the fact that anyone would still believe this man is a problem. And if you still believe him, you genuinely have some sort of mental health issues. And this is coming from someone that has mental health issues, is in active therapy, that used to be on meds. I know mentally ill when I see it. And if you guys are still supporting this man and giving him your hard-earned money after knowing what you know today from this video, from other videos, from articles posted, and just genuine common sense, then we all need a mental evaluation. Okay, everybody. I think he's mentally ill. I think he has like legitimate problems. I think anyone that really supports him has mental problems or is just ignorant and doesn't want to know the truth. Because it does suck to know that you gave $5, $100, $1,000, some dollars to somebody that literally is doing absolutely nothing with it. But it comes to a point where we have to acknowledge and we have to accept where we fucked up. Dr. Umar, you fucked up. And you need to acknowledge that you fucked up. You need to acknowledge that you took all this money and you did nothing with it. Or you took all this money and it wasn't enough. Maybe you did underestimate how much it costs to build a school, to buy a school, to run a school, to operate a school, to renovate a school. Like, let's just give the benefit of the doubt, right? And I know that was going to be something a lot of people tried to say as well. Like, oh, well, he didn't get enough money to open the school. Okay, then stop collecting the damn money. If you see that the donations are slow, because I could tell, you know, just looking at the tax documents and stuff, the donations were a little slow. If you saw that the donations were slow, why keep collecting the money for over a decade and not producing anything with it? I understand following a dream. I understand trying to keep a business running and all of that. But it's like, at what point do we say, all right, you know, this money could be used towards something else? He could have opened an after-school program.
Facts.
He could have opened a different type of nonprofit, like a YMCA, Boys and Girls Club type vibe. There's a lot of things he could have did. It didn't have to necessarily be a school. He has, again, called for us to protest, help him out, blah, blah, blah. I highly doubt anyone's going to really do that. But if you do that, I am free to give you my psychologist's information if you're in the New Jersey area because y'all need therapy. Additionally, please keep in mind that there are no visible, notable, or reported board of directors that I know of at the time that I'm filming this video. Although I know there are people that are part of this scam, I genuinely have not heard of a CFO, a COO, a secretary, a booty shaker on this board. Okay, I never, like, literally, it's Dr. Umar Johnson that is on all the paperwork, and that is a screaming red flag, and I don't understand how he would have even gotten approved as a nonprofit without that, because most states require that you have at least like 3 people for your board. Therefore, that's already an issue in itself. As a nonprofit, there are certain things that make you compliant. This nonprofit is non-compliant. The lack of transparency is insane. It's always, oh, thank you guys for donating, but we need more money for this. But, you know, I know we collected money for that, but, you know, it wasn't enough, so give money here. It's always lack of transparency.
Always.
We ain't never seen not one receipt, okay? Even the tax documents, everything basically says spending 0. You know, so it's like, where has the money gone? Besides your pockets? Because that, in my opinion, is where it went. There are no results. Like I said, I went there in 2023. The only difference is maybe the paint look a little fresh, the windows, and a gate. There is no real difference at all. That's another reason I wanted to go there, because I know there's going to be people like, oh, well, how do you know? How do you know? And it's like, I drove there. I went there. I seen it. There is literally nothing there. There's no school. There's no students. There's no rental. There's no nothing. Maybe the inside look like the Apple store, but I doubt it. Highly doubt it, because he would have been showing it off. And there's nothing to show. The goals are always shifting. First it was $5 million. Then it was $300,000 for this. Then it was $50,000 for that. Now it's $40,000 for this. Every day it's another goal. How much money do you need? The mishandling of funds is extremely suspect, because even if...
So real quick, and A-Rock, thank you for letting us know this. I think you've commented before some things that are going on in Delaware, and that's cool. That's perfectly fine. However, at some point, we have to start saying, okay, where is the principal, the assistant principal, the counselor, who's responsible for HR, who's going to be over those kind of things that you should see somebody else besides Umar, because he's always talking about gathering my team, this, that, and the other. At some point, you're going to have to see some of these other people. So maybe they don't need to have a board of directors, but where are the other people? Like, why are you the only one outside of the school yelling at your phone? Why are they not out there yelling with you? Why are they not out here with you? You never see anybody else. Now, I know there are people that donate, and I know there's people in the wings, but why are they not in front of the camera saying, yes, my name is John Smith, and I am over curriculum. Yes, my name is Sally Jane, and I'm going to be the school secretary, or I'll be the business manager. They don't have a business manager, because that's the person that's responsible for the bills and keeping taxes taken care of and stuff like that. That's all that person does. So shout out to Rebel over here. Thank you for the $5 super. King Randall had scheduled Dr. Umar to come speak. After repeated ignoring requests, he responded or showed up. Randall asked him for the $3,500 speaking fee in return, and Umar responded with N-word, please. You're absolutely right. I did a video on that, and I reached out to King Randall because he's here in Georgia, and it's not too far from me. I'm going to hopefully hear back, and we can maybe coordinate something, and maybe I'll go down there. I wouldn't mind teaching a class. He said you can teach a class if you have a skill. I have some skills I could teach. So we'll see. I'll keep you all posted for sure. But thank you very much for that very kind $10 super. Absolutely. Yeah, King Randall got hijacked by Umar. I thought he gave him $1,000 back, but again, the money is gone. The $3,500 didn't come back to King Randall. So I got you. Let's go.
Right, all these years you've been collecting money, the white man holding you down, you can't do nothing because this, that, and the third. Now the city's this, that. You should have some sort of money in the bank to be able to pay for this, even though the shit is frozen. The money, this shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't be a situation where now you can't pay this $40,000, whatever. It should have been paid because the money was just sitting there because nothing was being done to this building. Correct. Okay, even if it was internal renovations, I don't remember. I'm gonna put it on the screen. The most recent one that I can find in terms of returns was 2024, and it was still 6 digits. You had well over $40,000 collected by the end of 2024 to pay whatever it is that you were supposed to allocate to the school's functioning, opening, bills, etc. Like, I just genuinely don't understand how people keep falling for this. You know what? Let's be for real, right? I didn't even get into this. If I make another video, we might get into this. Nobody, even including myself, didn't even think about this. This is supposed to be a school, right? Mm-hmm. Where are the credentials? Who was going to run this school? Him?
I told you.
Just because you have a PhD don't mean you can run a school. There's literally leadership, like school leadership licenses. People don't just become principals and become guidance counselors and become teachers. Like, you need to be licensed. Obviously, charter schools do whatever the fuck they want. They run like a business. So obviously that's what he planned to do. But it's like nobody ever thought to question the accreditation, where he's going to get the curriculums from. The curriculums are extremely expensive. Obviously, you need teachers, you need staff, you need students. Like, all of this was something that was not thought about at all, and is something that is yet to be addressed. What's even crazier is there have been people that reached out to him and offered him help, and he has pushed that help away, which obviously shows that he more than likely was never going to open the school anyway. The public criticism is rampant. There's so many articles, so many videos, so many interviews, so many things that you can watch and make your own conclusions about this. But to be quite honest with you, I think the genuine consensus here is that the school will never open, was never going to open, and the entire thing was just a very long planned out scheme. Dr. Umar is charismatic. He is very, very convincing. He's extremely overzealous and confident. Hence why a lot of people not only gave money to this scheme, but truly did believe in his vision, because the man was a cosplaying Pan-Africanist scammer that really sought out to take money from the Black community and do something to raise himself up instead of the children. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the greatest tragedies in Black American history, because there's still people out there that are going to defend this man, that are going to put him on their platforms to try to get more donations. And unfortunately, it's going to get worse and worse. Okay. In the words of the Rugrats, it's going to get worser and worser, especially if we do not hold this man and others like him accountable. As Black people, we need to learn how to hold our people accountable. It is extremely disgusting and disturbing that just because someone is Black, we turn a blind eye to the fact that they are stealing money, lying, scheming, scamming, and doing God knows what. It is absolutely unacceptable. I don't like the idea of, oh, well, they're Black, you can't say nothing. Oh, well, they're Black, they're trying to do something. Oh, well, white people scam all the time too. Okay, it's all wrong. I don't care who you are. A scammer is a scammer. Although he still has a huge number of followers and people that genuinely believe he's trying to do a good thing, there are a load of other people that are now opening their eyes to the truth. And I hope that all of this does start to come out. And I hope that this is something that gets pushed to the forefront for people that are unaware of Dr. Umar, his scams, and his nonsense. So, of course, it's been a long video, so we're definitely going to end it here. But as you click off this video, share it with your friends, your families. Thank you so very much. You smash that subscribe button. I want you guys to think, where did the money go? Because realistically, buying a building, slapping some paint on the inside, the outside, getting a gate, painting a mural, painting a rock does not equate to anywhere near $400,000 to $700,000. If you do, especially in a place like Delaware. Okay, Delaware is probably one of the cheapest states that you can live. They still got $100,000 houses out there. Like, I was even debating, but then I was like, I don't really like it here. Let me stay my butt where I'm at. But like I said, right, where is the money? Where is it? Where did he spend it? Where like, it doesn't make sense. And I need us to use our critical thinking skills. It doesn't matter how much you like someone, how much you've been supporting someone, how much you really think someone is trying to do good. At the end of the day, this is problematic. And it needs to be addressed. And people like this need to be brought to justice, or at least need to lose their platforms. Because it is not okay to collect hundreds of thousands of dollars and literally promise the people something and not give it. This video was not made to slander. This video was not made to gossip. This video was not made to do anything nefarious. However, it was made to bring you guys the information, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that still think that this man is a good person and he's doing shit for a noble cause. But those of us know, we know, okay, that this is literally, again, one of the biggest scams in Black American history. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, share this video with anybody that you can think of. And check out my other channels. Of course, I have a Haitian channel where you guys can learn about Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. I also have a personal channel where I do personal content. With that being said, I'm going to see y'all next time.
Shout out to a young lady right there. And that's the Mademoiselle. I'm butchering that. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link one more again in the chat. Please go check her out. Let her know that she definitely earned your subscription. Give her a green heart. Tell her the Jay Whip podcast sent you. I want to talk about this right here, Rock. And by the way, if the moderators can keep me posted, I want to see if we can get, at the current moment, we do not have 200 likes. We got 425 people watching, but I only have 187 likes. Help a brother out. Let me know when we get that 200. At least get to half. At least get to half. 50%. Let's go. Okay. Something I want to talk about here, Rock. They might not need accreditation, but let me ask you the question. Will a non-accredited school be looked at favorably for my child's future success? So if my child goes to a non-accredited kindergarten, most people ain't gonna bat an eye. But if my child goes to a non-accredited high school, there's gonna usually be some kind of problems there. There's gonna be something that's gonna stir up. But then even more than that, what kind of teacher are you gonna be able to secure if you have a non-certain? You see this all the time with private Christian schools. A lot of the time, because the teachers are not certified. A lot of the time they don't have to be certified because they're private school. So they're not always able to wrangle in and woo the best of the best and the most certified teacher and with the most experience. A lot of the time they have teachers who are not certified. They're still good teachers. I work with teachers that were not certified. Okay. But they're good teachers and all that kind of good stuff like that. They just don't have the experience because they haven't worked in environments like that. So it's very possible. So I'm sorry, the whole idea of the school not being accredited by any kind of accrediting body is silly. I think Umar was barking up a blind tree with that. When he first said it, I was like, wait, it's not going to be accredited. What are you talking about? Like, I understand if you don't want it to be, there has to be, there are private school accreditation processes. At least you could say it's accredited by this organization. It doesn't have to be by the state of Delaware, the state of Georgia, state of Texas, but at least you know somebody has looked at it. But the other reason why is and the young lady mentioned it here. I've mentioned it before as well. What is the curriculum going to be? What are you going to be teaching these kids? Where is this curriculum found right now? If this school was going to open in 2026, I, as a parent, should be able to see what the curriculum is. I want to know what my kid is going to be taught. And last night on the live stream, we were joking. We were talking about all these classes and making up all these classes, which, by the way, was hilarious. We're making up these classes that the kids are going to get taught at FDMG. But But in all seriousness, now, where is the curriculum? Where is it? Is it at, the Shrine of the Black Madonna? Is it over at Soul Food Vegetarian? Where do I go to see this curriculum so I can, as a parent, know what you're going to be teaching my child? And then how are you going to facilitate? Like, how are the teachers going to know what they're teaching? Are they just going to, how are you going to teach these people? Or how are they going to teach these little people? How's that going to work? So there's just a lot of holes. If you really step back, especially if you're somebody who's bought into the COPE and you really want Umar to have you really believe in what Umar's doing, which is fine. But if you step back, if he's curated his own curriculum, it still needs to be available. Everybody, all your 5 teachers are going to have it. So where is it? Is it online? Can I see it? And you want me to believe that Umar is writing a curriculum, a science curriculum, and then a language arts curriculum? What about the math curriculum? What about the social studies? And he was talking about firearms. I watched a video today where he's talking about he's going to be teaching the kids how to build planes. I'm like, sir, where is this curriculum coming from? Is this a plug and play? You're buying it from a publisher? Are you writing it yourself? Where is this curriculum coming from? Once we stop and think about it, as this young lady kind of pointed out, when we step back, we're like, yeah, this didn't even make any sense. This made no sense at all. None whatsoever. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much to everybody who's jumped into the best live chat on the internet, especially those who hit the like button. You're helping your boy. Let's see where we at. We at 218. We're better than half. You know what we're about to do? We're about to watch Umar Johnson's original Ask video at the St. Paul's College, where he brought up this idea of a boarding school for Black boys, which was, when you think about it, is a crazy idea. Like a boarding school for Black. Just think about the insurance of having kids on campus. Again, President Firstborn is at college now, and there's an insurance drain because she's no longer here in my house. Imagine it. Like this guy was putting out some stuff that was crazy town. So shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead. Green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson, and I am a school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. In addition to that, I hold degrees in political science and education. I am here at the historic St. Paul's College. This beautiful campus, 135 acres of which I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. This college, St. Paul's, was opened on September the 24th, 1888 by a contemporary of the great Booker T. Washington. That great ancestor's name was James Solomon Russell. Father Russell opened this college with less than a dozen students. And by the time it reached its zenith, St. Paul's College owned more than 1,000 acres of land and housed more than 1,000 African children. But unfortunately, last summer, June of 2013, the board of directors of this college graduated the last class of students from St. Paul's College. I'm hoping that you will help me keep this college in the hands of the African American community. I have a plan for this campus. I want to turn this campus into the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. There's a war in this country against Black boys. I don't have to tell you, only 1 out of every 4 African American boys will graduate from high school. I don't have to tell you that 2 out of every 4 African American boys at some point in his life will be under the supervision of America's criminal justice system. I don't have to tell you that there's a school to prison pipeline that runs out the back door of the school into the front door of the prison. I want to stop that. And I want you to help Dr. Umar Johnson stop that by donating to my fundraiser, by helping me and our ancestors raise the money necessary to acquire St. Paul's campus. We need this 135 acres for our children. We have the dormitories. We have the gymnasium. We have the lecture halls. We have the cafeteria. We have a beautiful student center. I want this school to be a blueprint, a role model to every other independent African school in the world, to show them that African children are not the intellectual inferiors of European Americans, to show them that our children want to learn as much as anyone else. I'm tired of the phone calls from our mothers and fathers crying about what's being done to their children. I'm tired of special education when it's not necessary. I'm tired of ADHD diagnoses and conduct disorder diagnoses and oppositional defiance diagnoses and learning disability diagnoses and emotional disturbance diagnoses. I'm tired, and I want you to be tired with me, of our children being forced to exist in a system that was not designed to educate them in the first place. I want to give them a heaven on earth. I want to give them a home away from home. And I want St. Paul's College to be that place. Imagine a school where children don't have to be suspended. Imagine a school where your child never gets expelled. Imagine a school where your child never gets misdiagnosed and put in special education. Imagine a school where you don't have to worry about the teachers trying to force you to put your son or daughter on dangerous psychiatric medication. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, community stakeholders of the African race, I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause. Donate to this fundraiser. Let us show the world that we care enough about our children and enough about our history and enough about our ancestors to keep St. Paul's College in the hands of the African American community and in the hands of Dr. Umar Johnson and in the interests of African children and under the skies of Almighty God and our ancestors. Help me keep this college alive and keep the dream of its founder, James Solomon Russell, alive forever.
That is some grade A. That is some grade A cope right there. How does going to a boarding school stop a child from having behavior problems? That's a parental home issue that you got to work. The school got to work with the family. But if the kids are now moved to St. Paul from wherever they were before and they're being defiant, how does that fix the problem? Because now you don't have the parents there. That was crazy. Looking at that school, man, just the landscape alone probably was several $1 million. He said 130 acres. The landscape alone was probably bonkers, right? We're not even talking about lights and water and just general maintenance. We're just talking about just the plain old landscape. That dude was crazy town. Y'all, thank you so much, man. That's 436 people rocking with me. Thank you so very much. I appreciate y'all. Now, because he said the parents are the problem, so he will keep the children with him. Well, there we go. All right. Well, because y'all have been so kind to me and getting those likes up and all that kind of stuff like that, I found another brother who went by FDMG, and guess what he had? He had a drone. So we're going to go check out a brother who went around. It's a very short video. It's about 6 minutes long, give or take. And he's just walking around and he shows you some of those things that you can't see because the young lady, she couldn't do it because the fence was there. Well, you can kind of see these things now. He did this about a year ago, so it is a little bit old. It's not brand new, but it's about a year ago. But I think we'll still be able to get a vibe for what's going on. So thank you so much for jumping in. Thank you, everybody who's jumped into the best live chat on the internet. And I need to hit this button. There we go. So let's make this happen, people. And here we go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
In the metaverse, this is Lewis, guys. Today, man, we are walking the campus of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. This is the premier spot for Dr. Umar's new school. You all can see I'm here. Here's the campus. You can see it in the background. Guys, this location was...
Look how big that is. Okay, so when you hear them talk about the 4 buildings, here are the 4 buildings. Of course, that's that small one right there. I don't know what that is, but then here's the big one that we usually see Umar to his back. Then this would be the main one on the left, bottom left. Okay.
Built in 1947. I couldn't really tell what it done between 1947 and 2006, but in 2006, this location was a former charter school. That charter school lasted about 4 years, 2006 to 2010. So it lasted 4 years. It was shut down. The reason it was shut down because poor performance. Now the grade level, I believe at that college, at that charter school was high school to like 8th grade, 6th grade to high school. So, but the Board of Education of Delaware shut it down in 2010 because the poor performance. Now the school did a rebranding, in my opinion, and opened back up in 2012 under a new name. And at that time, the school failed again. It was shut down due to poor performance. Now, I'll place a video in there just for your opinion. During that last period that the school opened up, it was a picture that kind of looked like Mr. Omar, Mr. Johnson, was at the school doing some things. So you take that how you want to, man.
You don't find that suspicious?
This would be, at least by my minimal amount of research, this would be the 3rd time they trying to open a charter school at this location. 2 times it failed. So hopefully Dr. Omar can open it up successfully. Now the grounds out here, it's kind of unkept. The trees need to be trimmed up. Let me see how I reverse it so you can see it. Hold on. Okay, let me see, can you see it? Okay, I have to do it. But the trees need to be trimmed up. You got a lot of crepe myrtles around here. You got a lot of Bradford pears. Here's a magnolia tree right here. It appears that they probably, it looks like they do the bare minimum not to get a ticket from the city. But the upkeep is very low. On this building over here, I'll go point to it. Hold on. On this film over here, you can see the old former school at the top is boarded up. The concrete is very dirty. You see why I said the overgrown trees. Dr. Umar, you talk to me, we come out here, trim these up. You get some labor. I got the tools to do it. I'm just a regular homeowner. But you can see how the grounds are barely kept up just enough to not to get a ticket. Yeah, but this is the city. I know they have a new AC on that unit. I can hear it running. I don't know if you can hear it running yourself, but it looks brand new up top. I couldn't down to get low, but the roof looks pretty good. It's a lot of power lines in here. So my drone, I'm hesitant to fly my drone because my drone do not like to see power lines. And I'm not wasting $1,300 just to get this quick video. But here's the school out here. I wish it's the best, but if you ask me, will I donate to Dr. Omar for this endeavors? Probably not. The reason is, first, it's no business plan. What's your goals?
Yes,
what you trying to accomplish? I need timelines.
Yeah.
Second is, since I have a history in manufacturing and management, past performance predicts future performance. Now, what makes your school so special that the other schools couldn't do it, but somehow you could do it? You know, it's very risky. I don't want to say this, but as a man, I know what it is. Once a young child turns 13, it's very hard to get them to go a different route. So if your school was for the boys, for teenager boys, what was their educational background or their level of education before they enter your school? If they had low education when they enter your school, say can't read, can't write, how will in 4 years, 5 years, your program reform those students when the foundation, you see how I say overgrown?
Yeah.
Let me show you. You see that? That's just that all those branches on the sidewalk. All those branches on the sidewalk. But Dr. Umar, how your program is going to have the students catch up and pass these exams.
Right.
2 schools before you, same location, could not done it. You was at one of those schools. You look like the person who was beating those drums. I'll go put the video on here.
Percussion ensemble, chorus, art club, student council, and yearbook club.
Okay, yeah. We've talked about this before. I think somebody said that wasn't him, but it does look like him, man. It would be his cousin for sure. And, you know, what in the chat, what do y'all think? Y'all think that's him? Doing some music classes over there or something? I've heard people say, again, we're all arguing it, but yeah, what y'all think in the chat? Let's go.
Student council and yearbook club. We feel that educating our
But how will your school succeed? But a good positive thing is in a good black area. You know, some black people move out to the suburbs, but you can make a difference when you invest back in the black community. So it is a good black area, but I need to see a business plan. I need to see how your school would be different than the former 2 schools was at this location. And also, one thing I don't like, quit trying to get money by using emotions. My school ain't open because black people doing this. If black people don't do that to raise money. The better way to raise money is come up with an economical plan, a business plan, timelines, and who you have for what your goals, and state that to the public. You'll have a better way of raising money than try to pour them out to people and get money. There are a lot of issues that's facing the black community, from relationships between mother and...
And the rest of that was just a commercial for some books. What y'all think, man? What y'all think? A lot of y'all saying that wasn't him. Come on, but can we agree it did kind of look like him, though? Even if it wasn't him, it did kind of look like him, though. It did. Come on, work with your boy. All right, so that is yeah, man, and I'll keep looking around if I find more footage, because I'd love to see what the property looks like and how well, especially when you can see what it looked like 3 years ago and what it looks like today, or what it looked like 10 years ago and what it looks like today. I really like that kind of stuff because it just kind of shows you the progression or degression of this property. So I want to know what y'all think about it for sure. He's definitely going to book. Yeah, that dude got put in the book of Negroes. No question about it. He was in that book for sure. I believe Umar had good intentions, but the money just started coming in so easy, and he started falling in love with the money. I can dig it. I can give you that. He got that bread in his pocket. I got that video. Where's that video? All right, let's see. I don't have it up here. I thought I had it ready already. I don't. Okay. Shout out for sure. No, but I agree with you, Gene Lee, for sure. Hey, the Book of Negroes. Yeah, I mean, that's where you're going to put us. That's where you're going to put us, man, because we over making fun of them. Have you looked at Google? Have I looked at Google Earth? I have not. Thank you. All right. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. I know somebody gave me the address earlier. All right, let's see. Boop. And there it is. Wait, what is that? Hold on, let me switch this real quick. Okay, here we go. I'll bring it in for y'all real quick. Good call. Thank you so much for that. All right, what did there's probably socioeconomic factors that impact student performance. Analysis and failure in previous schools may be helpful. Yeah, I agree, man. There's just too many variables, and I think the great question is, what is Umar going to do differently? That's the thing I think that question is gonna definitely come up later on. Like, what are you going to do differently, Umar? All right, so here's a shot of the property. So here is the school. I didn't realize there was a lake back there or whatever that is over there. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. There we go. I don't know why they keep saying 4 buildings. It looks like 3 to me. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like, that looks like 3 buildings. Very interesting. Maybe this is one too. Maybe those are the 3 buildings. I don't know what they're saying, but I know somebody said that the air conditioner didn't look like it was actually had all of its parts in it, which is very highly possible, very possible. Chicken Grease said it's crazy how the Book of Negroes was not one of the books that the kids stole when they defunct school. I mean, you don't know many kids that break in and steal books. Yes, I got the address. I got it here. He did say that. Y'all be paying attention to this guy. He said he gets high off of people pouring water over his head outside abandoned buildings. I remember that. He was out working and he was outside pouring. I thought he was pouring the water over his own head, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's Lake Minnetonka over there. That's what it is. Shout out if you know where that came from. It's probably a drainage. Absolutely. It's probably drainage. Yeah, no question about it. But yeah, man, I think this story is fascinating because I think, as the young lady said in the video we watched earlier, this is a big scam and is being played out in front of us in 4K. I don't know if there'll ever be a situation where the police are involved in this or whatnot like that. Yo, man, Manny is my hero. Manny is our hero, y'all. Y'all put Manny in the chat. Go and put Manni in the chat. What did Manny do, Jason? Manny reminded me I can hit the 3D version of this thing. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, so this is literally backed up against somebody's house. Like, this is legitimately right behind somebody's crib. All right, let's see if I can travel around. Let me go back to 2D. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Wow, that is crazy. Okay, so here's the Boys and Girls Club. We know that. Okay, there we go. There's the Boys and Girls Club. And then behind there, yeah, like, this just seems like such a weird place to have a school. But I mean, up north, they have neighborhood schools, which is not really, I guess it's weird to us here in Georgia because we don't have schools like in your neighborhood. You got to go out of your neighborhood to get it. But I mean, this is not the worst thing I've seen. Why is it not allowing me to travel around? Let's go right here. Yeah. This is it's more like a drainage pond. Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much for the $10 super. It says Mary McLeod Bethune started her school with $1.50 with 6 quarters. Absolutely. And Bethune-Cookman is still open now. I don't remember exactly when it opened up, but it is still open now. Why can I not spin? I want to go directional. Why won't it allow me to direction? Get out of it and then jump back into it like that. There we go. Okay, so that's the main build. Look how dirty that is. It does look like they've painted this building right here is definitely more brighter yellow than this one over here. But you can also tell they didn't have any scaffolding to get up past a certain level, because this right here at the base, at the top is still very pale, whereas this right here is more bright yellow, if you will. Shout out for sure. He painted the smallest building. Yeah, he absolutely did. Thank you again, man. Thank y'all so much for that. Click the little person. Now we in the cut. Now we over causing trouble. There go Umar right there. No, I was kidding. Wouldn't that be crazy if he was out there filming a video and the Google Map truck had come by? That would be crazy. Yo, this does not look like, it looks better from above. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, this is not gonna happen. This school is never gonna open. I know people want to believe, and Jesse told y'all to keep hope alive, but this right here, yeah, you gonna go ahead and let this hope die. We in our little, all right, what we got here? Yeah, this is just like a straight up neighborhood, man. Like there's straight up houses right there. All right, let's go this way. Can we go down this way? The Moyer Academy, grades 6 through 12. Okay, yeah. So they didn't have K through 5. So they started middle school and high school only. Okay. Yeah, this is, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or Debbie Downer, but there's just no way. Okay, so, we can see what it looked like in 2008. Yikes, that's what that building looked like. What? That's what it looked like in 2008. And then clearly something happened and they built this. It looked nice in 2012. Then 2014 still looks pretty nice. 2017 it's boarded up, got a little bit of graffiti. Not looking so nice. 19 still boarded up. 20 still boarded up. Yeah, I didn't realize you can see. Yeah, that's why many people, thank you so much, humble ones. A lot of people thought that the land had been contaminated. I actually had heard that as well, that the land had been contaminated because of the paint factory that was there. But now I don't think that was true at all. Is that the board? This is the board of directors right here. You're right. I see you right there. That's the board of directors right there. They're having a board meeting right here. Dusty, I see what you did there. Dusty. That's the board. Okay, let's see what it looked like. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. That's what it looked like in 2008. Wow. Then again, 4 years later, it looked like this. Not bad, not bad. There's some graffiti on the wall right there, it looks like. But it was still open. It was still a school. All the windows are open, or unboarded up, rather. Yeah, still cooking. What's the bus? It looks like the Moyer something Academy. That's what it looks like right there. But then in 2017, it went downhill. Dude, they ain't throwing trash up here and everything. I'd love to see a drone of inside this place. I'd love to see what the inside looks like. Not Umar walking us through, but like somebody else. They go to the board of directors right there. I would love to see that, man, because I think that would be really interesting. Back to the latest. Okay. All right. I mean, I know people want to still hold out hope, but I see no reason to believe that this is going to ever come together. I see no reason to lose any sleep about this because why would I believe that this is going to come together? There's so many obstacles, so many aspects to this. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you believe that? Let's see I know people want to, say we're tearing them down and we just don't believe in them. But I mean, for real, like, what are you believing in? Based upon what? As they like to say in court, based upon information and belief. Well, what is the information and belief that you are holding to? Whew, that's some fast stuff right there. Like, what are you believing in? Let me see this right here. Ooh, look what it looked like in 2007. That is crazy. Let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Then 2008. This is behind the building. Yeah, this is just emptiness right here, yeah. And then 12, they built that. It was built sometime between 2008 and 2012. And then, of course, still going. 16, they still got a picture here of 16. Looking good. And then not so much. Wild. That is so crazy. Yeah, I'd love to hear, like, how are people believing that this is going to become a school? Like, what, based upon information and belief, what are you using to justify that belief? Because I don't see any reason to believe it. Like, literally ever. Hey, he's run a play on us, on those who supported him. I'm sorry. He's run a play on those that supported him, because this doesn't even make sense. This is wild. But y'all, thank y'all so much, man. This was a lot of fun. My goal tonight was just to kind of go over that young lady's video because she had gone to the school recently, and I wanted to see what y'all thought about it. And I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for encouragement, jumping into the best live chat on the internet. I see lots of family reunion going on, lots of people connecting and all that kind of good jazz like that. Yeah, man, he collected. I mean, the rumor has he's collected $2 million. Where is that money, my man? Where is that money? Where'd it go? All right, let me see. Yeah, just like, but where did the money go, my friend? All that money, where did it go? Craziness, man. But thank y'all so much for rocking with me. The goal is tomorrow I'm probably going to do that live stream again tomorrow, just my weekly wrap-up show. But on Monday, I believe, let me back up real quick. I believe Umar is supposed to be going back to the Breakfast Club this week. So me and a couple other content creators are planning already. Whenever he goes on the Breakfast Club, we'll let you know. So I heard he's supposed to go on the Breakfast Club on Thursday. So if he does, we will be doing a live stream Thursday night to talk about this, because apparently Charlemagne the God, the false God, is supposed to call him out and talk with him about what he said when he was on there before, because he's been on it several times before, and what's been happening now, the real reality. So we'll see what happens. But that's going to be coming up this week. And again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much for watching the videos, liking the videos. If y'all want to torture me and you want me to watch that video series of Candace Owens, go to the community post. The link is there in the video. In the community post. If that video gets 5,000 likes, I'll watch the whole thing. We'll do a watch party and we'll just talk about it and go on from there. But otherwise, thank y'all so much for watching the Candace content. Thank you so much for being engaged in all of it. I appreciate everybody who sent me some courses for the FDMG school last night. That was a lot of fun. And we'll just keep doing it for sure. Snow Nations. Why are y'all people like this, man? Why? Oh, I think it's hey. I have an interest in it because I find it extremely interesting. And then you find this in a lot of things, Seth. Thank you so much for the comment. You find it in a lot of areas. Like if you zero in on something long enough, you find like a lot of interesting little quirks about it. Like here's a Stanley Cup. I'm pretty sure if we look at it long enough, we'll find some pretty interesting stuff. And lo and behold, you'll be like, man, I'm talking a lot about Stanley Cups. One reason is I talk about Umar is because I just think he's comical. But two, I find him highly problematic for the Black community. And I did the video, it dropped yesterday, about why we as Black people must call out bad actors in the Black community. We have to. There's no other way around it. We have to call out the YNs. We have to call out the bonnet slides and pajama posse. We have to call out Umar Johnson. We cannot sit there and say, oh, well, we got to stay on code, or, oh, no, we can't talk about Black folk. We got to stick together. Nope. We have to say that stuff right there is inappropriate. That stuff right there is not reflective of me. We have to. And so I find him super problematic. So that's why I talk about him. And, I think he's interesting, man. And hey, I want to be right here. If it ends up going legal and the feds come, hey, I've already been talking about it. And yeah, he gives people false hope. And I don't even think he's even trying. I don't think he's even trying to be hopeful. I think he's just lying to him. I think if I'm trying to give you false hope, I might believe that I'm giving you something. I think he's just outright lying. I don't even think he ever intended to do the school. I think it's all been a long tail scam. So that's my thought on it. So that's why I talk about it. You people calling white people show bunnies are okay with them using the heart. I don't like using it. You people calling white people snow bunnies are okay with that. I don't like it either way. I bring it up because it's mentioned. If somebody says, hey, it's offensive to call them that, I wouldn't do it. Oh yeah, and then that's another point. But Umar, when this whole scam goes dark, I do think there will be classes written about it. So yeah, he'll be in education. He'll be in the curriculum for sure. The problem is we'll be studying a long tail scam, a 20-year scam, and how he pulled it off on the Black community. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little nuances and nuggets about him. So, he don't represent me at all. But we have to say that out loud and say, no, those bad actors don't represent us. They don't represent me nor my family. We are all going to be reviewing that. Once that curriculum is written, we will all be reviewing that one. We might all enroll in that school. Matter of fact, some of us could be adjunct professors because there's going to be a lot to learn there for sure. Yeah, I'm just reading through these. Thank y'all so much for that. Yo, the Black Bernie Madoff is crazy. That's crazy and actually kind of funny. Oh, it's about to be winter here, or it's about to be cooler here. I can't say winter because our Georgia winters are not like some of y'all's winters at all. So I'm listening to myself in my ears. What's up with that? All right. Everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Please make sure you tip your waiter on the way out the door. Make sure you hit that like button. Comment down below. What do you think about this? Let me know. We'll jump into the comment section. I'm sure we'll talk about it for sure. I'm looking forward to tapping in with y'all. And until next time, everybody, we'll do it again real soon. Grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.